It's the one from last week that I asked you in regards to, how to rebuttal the conversation with the homeowner.
Okay.
Um, it's just that okay, I did everything that you told me to, and I kind of okay. Now I'm at a part where I'm evaluating the deal, and I went back into because the homeowner doesn't want to tell me a lot about what's going on. So he just tells me that he's behind 6,000, right? But I guess he's ashamed or for some reason, right? They don't want to kind of tell you that. And what I want to know is, I went into the site, into the county site, the way you showed us, and I look into the actual a lien or the foreclosure, right? So I was like, let me talk to Arturo about this because how do you know? Like, I have the paperwork here and I can share my screen, but how do we know like if the deal is good when it's in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, whatever? Because they are way behind, some payments, and I'm reading on it. It's not only $6,000; it's like more than that. So, and then I'm not wasting my time with this guy.
Okay. So the first thing that I would do is when was the mortgage issued?
Let me see here. um, I can share my screen here with you. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh, I think you got it. You gotta let me share.
Let me do this. What do I click to? It doesn't. I don't know where it's at with you to share. Just let me know.
You
I'll
you
put it in.
cannot share screen while the other participant is sharing. It's because you're sharing, bro. That's why. There we go. OPN, other people's money. I love it.
Other people's network, actually.
Okay. So, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
So here, right? This is the actual, case jacket, right, in New Jersey. So we're talking about here, 5/27 was issued, and then actually, this is the latest one, 9/17, I think, right? That's the latest one, yeah, 9/17. So when I click on that, and then I read on it, right, and here we go, that's him. So I went into it and I was like, okay, and then basically it's a judgment. You have the sum of 202,474 together, contracts interest, annual percentage of 3.62. You see that?
Yeah.
So if I go down, let me see if I have yeah, basically the numbers are 202. So it looks like this guy is upside down because here's this house, right? I'm gonna show you his house.
Okay.
Here's his house. Okay. And for foreclosure, basically prop stream is telling me that he has an equity of 176. Okay. The house might be worth it if this is not the value. The house might be worth it 300.
Okay. When was the mortgage done?
When was the mortgage? What? This?
Yeah, because again, prop streets data might not be the basic. Again, it's like doing math. Yeah, you can do math with a calculator, but it's always good to do it by hand. Know what you're looking at. So I want to know, when was the mortgage done? The day of the mortgage. We already had the interest rate, which is 3.95. So mortgage date and mortgage balance, and then we can do reverse engineer, basically.
Okay. Okay.
So I
I
want
don't
to
know.
know if he would have paid perfectly, what will be the balance today?
Okay. I don't know. So he didn't give me that information.
It's not here. It's not in the. Go back to the deed. The what's it called? The suit.
Um, this information here.
Yeah, go up, go up, go up. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down. There. Okay, it is on this order. Plaintiff entitled to have this sum out together with the contract interest. Okay, go down to the one that is from the July. Right there in the middle, it says not mentioned. Complain the sum. Okay, go scroll down. there. What is that? Unpaid principal balance plus advances totaling together with the contract annual interest on unpaid. So I'm assuming, again, I don't know. I'm assuming 202 is the balance. Let's say it's 220 to get it current, give or
Okay.
take, because it doesn't what's it called? It doesn't give me score. It has to have given you when the contract was done. Like, okay, this lady X executed a contract this date and it's past due.
Maybe it's the first one then, right here. No, let me open the first one. Oh, it doesn't let me. Oops.
So okay, so no, let's assume there's 220 is the unpaid balance with
Okay.
with everything, right? What's the
Right.
ARV on this property?
ARV in this property, I would say is 300.
300. So you don't have that much spread. You got 80K. Does the seller want anything?
Does it sell? Well, that's the thing. He's trying to sell it, for a cash, but he wants to be, at a bigger number.
Oh,
And
so he wants something in his pocket.
yeah, well, he wants, yeah, definitely he wants something, but he doesn't want to give out everything. But again, he's not opening it up about this information here, that I saw.
Okay. So just let him know again. So when you ask them, is the house paid, sir, or do we have to pay our balance? What did he say?
I didn't ask that. So
start from the beginning, from the conversation, as far as asking questions about the property's condition, and then of course you want to ask, is it paid for? I always say, well, it's already paid for, right, sir? And they'll say, oh no, I have a balance. Okay, more or less, how much is that?
Okay.
So I kind of throw him like that. I make him assume that it's already paid for. And I was like, oh, it's already paid for, right? He's like, oh no, I still owe a balance. Okay, how much is that, more or less? I just throw a nonchalant question. It's a pattern interrupt. It doesn't allow him to think, because when you ask him, oh, how much do you owe? They're like, well, what do you want to know that?
Yeah.
But when you ask, my experience is when you double up the questions, you ask him, oh, it's already paid for, right? He's like, oh no, I have a mortgage. Okay, well, how much is that? Like that second question is like, okay, here's the answer. They don't even think about it. Like when I've asked it, they don't even think about it. But I first gotta ask the assumption that I think that property is already paid for.
It's already paid, and then they tell me the balance. Okay.
Yeah. So we're assuming the balance is 220. Have you throw him a number as far as how much you can offer him?
He basically came back at me saying, there was a guy that offered me 112. I'm not gonna give him that. I'm like, okay, sir. So how much you looking? And then he didn't tell me 112. And then that's when we had a conversation about the pictures that I told you last week. Okay. And then I was like, yeah, let's hey sir, maybe if you can give me some pictures, I can give you like a better estimate on how much is the property. But it looks like he's not willing to give it for he being stubborn.
When does this foreclosure go to court or go to auction?
It's not. It's just the beginning.
It's just beginning.
This might take time, man.
Okay, so it might take a little bit longer. Okay, so he says that somebody offered him 112.
Yeah, he's not happy with that. No.
Okay, so you say the ARV is 300.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. When he said 112 and you asked him, well, what number are you thinking to try to sell it for? He didn't say anything.
Yeah, he said, well, my real estate agent told me that, I can get easy 270. I'm like, yeah, sir. But
and then what you tell him about 270 is, so is that your number?
Yes, basically I went, yes, sir, that could be your number, but yeah, in order for me to pay you cash, in order for me to pay you cash, it's gonna be a little discounted. Are you okay with that? And and then that's when we had the conversation about the pictures.
Okay, so what I would have done, I would say, oh, my realtor says that I might get 274. Oh, perfect. Do you know more or less what's gonna cost you to sell it? What do you mean? Like, yeah, it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you realtor commission. It's gonna cost you inspections, appraisals, repairs, etc., and time frame. Do you know more or less how much is that? And they will be like, well, I don't know. It's usually 15 to 20% from your sales price. So you reduce it. So sorry, if you do sell it for 270, best case scenario, they don't ask you for a discount. if you lose, let's say 15% of the sales price, so you're netting 229. So no matter if you do sell it at the 275, like the realtor said, you're gonna be netting in your pocket 229.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound more or less? And then you ask them, you put it on them, because you're throwing numbers like the 6% commission. You're asking the 6% commission, the closing costs, the repairs, the time frame, the inspections that the regular way. Most likely, you could have said, "Oh, did you ask your realtor to see what's gonna cost you to sell it?" Your realtor friend. He's like, "What do you mean?" Like, well, yeah. Again, if you want to sell it retail, again, you open up to paying retail fees. He's like, "What does that mean?" Well, commission. He's like, "Well, I don't have an agent." Well, maybe not you, but the other person that is bringing the bank has an agent.
Mm-hmm.
So either you pay your realtor 3%, or you pay the agent 6%. It's somebody's gonna pay that, and the closing costs on average is 2 to 3% of the sales price, and it goes from there.
Okay.
So then I would have asked that question, and you would have reduced. So if you do sell it for 270, you take away the 15%, you more or less are gonna be netting 229 in your pocket. If everything goes clear, like there's no major repairs, there's no major issues with the inspection report. Right. So the 229, is that a number that you were thinking of getting, or you were thinking that you were gonna get the 270?
Mm-hmm.
Because he threw the 270 in there, and he says, "Well, I don't know." Go ahead.
But even if I get it for 229, it's not a deal for us.
No. That's not. I'm just telling him. You're telling him. That's if you open up yourself to put it at the retail, going through inspections, going through appraisals, going through repairs, going through.
But it's still more money. Yeah, it's still more money than a cash buyer.
Yeah, that's if you go through all that.
Okay.
But you're telling me that you want a cash buyer, right? So if I'm a cash buyer and I'm looking at selling it for 270, I'm netting 229. I can't buy it at 229. I can't buy it at 229 and hoping, crossing my T's and dotting my I's, that it doesn't have any major issues. I'll lose money if I buy it at that price. So I gotta buy it at below 229. So what number makes sense for you? I know the 117 doesn't, or the 112 that other investors did. Maybe he did an inspection. That's why he offered the 112. But what number makes sense to you?
Okay.
That you can convince me to buy it at cash from you.
Right.
So you see, you're basically playing with his numbers. Maybe it's worth. You say it's worth 320. You were saying, right, 300. So there's 330K there already there, extra that he didn't give you, that he doesn't know about, that you already got. You capture that. So let's say if it does sell for 300, even the 229 might make sense. But I still gotta catch him up on the whatever number that he has here. Yeah. Well, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that part yet.
Okay.
First, you need to get a number from him, lock him to that number, and then we'll ask him, well, is there a mortgage that we got to pay off?
Okay.
And then you're crossing the bridge without it. You're trying to cross the bridge without even getting there.
Yeah.
You need to cross the first bridge of getting a number that makes sense to you. If it's worth 300, let's say 229 is going to be his net. He's like, well, you know what? I'll do 200. Perfect. Let's lock it up at 200. You put it on the contract for 200K with a 25-day inspection. And then, okay, perfect. Is there any payoff that we got to consider?
Okay.
But you see, you can't tell them, oh, what do you think about this? If you don't really have something tangible as far as the contract price.
So put it on the contract and come back.
Yeah. Work his numbers first, 270. Okay, well, I spoke to my partner here. We're more or less on the 270 might make sense on the resale. But do you know the only thing you're not accounting, sir, is like, do you think if you sell it for 270 that you're netting 270? You put it on him. He's like, well, I don't know. Like, well, no. Again, when you put it at the retail, when you want to sell it for the top retail, the only person that's going to pay 270 is somebody that has a good credit and has a bank behind it. And then once you have a bank behind it, you have a realtor, you have commissions, you have expenses, you have holding costs, you have appraisals, you have inspection reports, you got repairs, you got discounts. So all that on average in our area is around 25, from 50 to 20%. Let's do it at the lower end, 15%, and then you reduce it. So if you do sell it for 270, you're probably netting 229. Were you aware of that? Is that what you like? Yeah, you're not gonna get 270. You sell it for 270. Again, I wish I would. I can pay 20% over what I can usually pay, because if I assume that I do net what I listed for.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're trying to get him to justify his numbers to you. 270. If you do sell it, you're gonna net 229. Best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
No major repairs over 1,000. No major contracts that fall under, as far as people that go on the contract and then they can't pass their credit report. No major issues in the inspection. The bank approves your property, and then that's perfect scenario. 2 months, 3 months, you get 229. Keeping it clean between now and then.
Gotcha.
So then you put him in the corner. Okay, so 229 is what you're gonna net. Now, if I'm a cash buyer, and it sounds like you're looking for a cash buyer, because you don't want to go through the inspection report, you don't want to go through repairs, etc. Right? He said, "Well, I'm gonna go through it. So if I'm gonna go through it, then I need to get a discount."
So when you go through I know you go after pre-foreclosures there. When you go after pre-foreclosures, do you actually look into the? I know you look into the site, into the court site. Do you actually read through the document and see how much they owe, or do you worry about that later? Do you worry about that later?
No, that's why I asked the first question, like, when was the mortgage done? So you can reverse engineer what's it called? You reverse engineer the mortgage balance. So you know more or less worst case scenario. If she defaulted, usually when you're in the pre-foreclosure, you probably default 6 months. 6 months worth of payments on a regular house, it's $1,500. $1,500 from 6 is what, 3, 4, 4,500, almost 5,000, or actually 6,000. Then you reduce it, you add it to the balance more or less. So he more or less owes this much. So when you call him, you already know more or less. And I can figure, again, that's just why knowing what you're doing instead of just relying on a software. You know exactly how to reverse engineer it, and you don't rely on the software. So now you know exactly when you have the conversation with the seller, you know exactly what to ask for. And again, I can do two things. I can buy it as is and then make sure that our numbers will make sense if we're gonna pay off the mortgage, or I can buy it as is and we don't pay off the mortgage. We just pay the reinstatement amount and not take over the payments. But that's why, like pen and paper, knowing your math about it, it's best way to actually get on a deal with a client, not relying on a software, because softwares are, again, if you don't know what you're doing, then it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Next time we might have to break it down with deal. Let's say maybe next time you break it down with deal for me that you did it. Like I'm more like of a visual guy. So next time we do that.
Yeah, just again, the first thing you can do is go to what's it called, YouTube, and do how to do a mortgage amortization schedule. So you know how to do that math.
Okay.
So you know what you're gonna need. Well, how much was the mortgage for? When was it issued? What was the interest rates? So let me see. But yeah, man, that's good. But again, don't trust too much on data on as far as software. Know what you're doing and know how to question it. What's it called? When we're actually looking at the numbers. Because again, most deals make sense. I would have, like, that conversation with the seller. I would have, again, I don't know how long was your first conversation?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
And that's the first time that you've actually spoke to him?
Well, I keep on following up with him, right? I keep following up with him, sending him text blasts and stuff. And then finally he called me, and then I had a conversation with him. And then that's when he opened it up about the he didn't want to tell me that he was in foreclosure, but that's when he opened it up about the actual $66,000 that he was behind.
Okay. When that happens, that you know, like let's say you call him and you say you blasted him. I don't know, was it just a regular blast? And you knew why you blasted him, but when you had the conversation, how did the blast? What did the text say? Hey, are you interested in selling? Or did it say, hey, I noticed your house was in foreclosure?
I'll tell you right now. Well, the first, hold on. Tell you right now, because I did it through what is it? The thing that we use, the text blast. I forgot the name. Fuck. Mighty Text.
Okay.
So basically, I got this was a cold call, right? And then
Okay.
I went through it, a cold call and everything, and I was like, "Hey, man, just." And then I went. My boss sent a letter, just wanted to see if you got it, whatever, the same speech. And then the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about selling, but not right now." I'm like, "Oh, when then?" And then we went through a conversation again, and he's like, "Yeah, probably more down the line. I'll tell you what, let me pass the information over to my boss here, and then we can he can actually check if we'll be able to buy this property." Um, but then he was surprised also because it's like, "Oh, how the hell did you know that I was going to sell my property?" And I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know, but if God me put you your way, who am I to say no?" So
And that's a great, but then that's good, right? But then when you come back, again, I always say, you know what? When I know for a fact that why I'm calling them, but I say my boss made me call you, etc.
mhm.
You ask them the next time you actually get on the phone with them. So, well, actually, we reviewed that account. Again, you didn't mention to me, are you in trouble with the bank?
Oh, okay. Are you in trouble with the bank? Okay, gotcha.
We researched the property, which we know how to research the property. And again,
Also, so you put it right away. Are you in trouble with the
yeah,
bank? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Again, because he's not giving you a price. So hey, I looked at it looks like they recorded a couple of instruments to take their house back. Are you in trouble with the bank?
Okay. Okay, that's a good one. I did. Okay. Sometimes you got to be upfront about these questions, right?
Yeah, especially when they're kind of being shady, that they don't want to tell you something like, well,
Yeah.
bro, I know what's going on with your
That
house.
okay. That's why I was like, okay, how should I go about this? But again, it comes back to guts, right? You gotta
Yeah, you
freaking
just
just
gotta
just tell them.
just
You
ask
got,
them.
and then basically, here's uh, here's what it looks like. I was like, oh, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but I'll read it to you. Hey, Walter, try to call you, no answer. Let me know a good time to talk. And then this is the next day. Hey, did you get my message? And then he's like, who's this? Yeah, Mag, are you still looking to sell the property? And then he's like, yes, sell it, not give it to someone to so they can make money of my hard work. And I was like, perfect. We can talk next week. Let me know a good time. By the way, Merry Christmas. That was like December of 25th.
Yeah.
January 6th. Hey, try to call you, no answer. January 27th. Hey, Walter, just following up with you. Are you selling the property? Um, and then that's when he called me. Then yeah, you text me this morning. That was around 5 o'clock, and then we had the whole conversation, right, that I told you about. And then 27, and then I was like, yes. And then after I finished the call, I was like, yeah. By the way, how many bedroom baths? He didn't respond. And then I'm like, hey, did you get my message? And then January 31st. Hey, Walter, just following up on this before our call tomorrow. Hope all is well. So he told me to call him Tuesday and Wednesday, right? And then I call him back and yesterday, and he didn't pick up the phone. So I'm like, hey, did you get my message? So
Did
now
he
I'm
ever send you the pictures?
no, he never did. Son of a gun.
It happens, man. But yeah, man. Again, sometimes you gotta be again part of the guts. You gotta be direct when they're trying
Yeah,
to like pussyfoot around the questions. Just be direct. And you know
that's
what? Hey,
exactly that's exactly what I want to do. Like, but I didn't know how to go about it. But thanks for letting me know, bro.
yeah. Hold on. Let me answer this call real quick. What's going on, Edward? Hold on. Let me answer this call real quick before.
Ed, what's up, brother?
Not much, Meg. How you doing, buddy?
Great, man. Don't disappear on us, man. Where are you going?
Right here. How's your baby?
Oh
That
man,
beautiful baby.
yeah, it's a blessing. It's here. Doesn't let us sleep a lot.
Hey, you sleep enough when you're dead, you know?
Exactly. That's what I usually say.
Excellent. Excellent.
Are you still
So
doing the calls with Mark in the middle of the day?
I am.
Okay.
I am. We're jumping on about 10:30 in the morning
Yeah.
Eastern
Yeah.
and calling for a couple hours.
I gotta do that. I gotta do that. I
Come
just
join
haven't.
us,
I
man.
just been busy as hell, man.
I will I'll start, we're using Justin's a little bit, and then we got our own Zoom. So I'll get you included on those emails for that
Oh.
Zoom and see
Thank
if
you, brother.
can't fit it in.
Yeah. Do you have my email address?
I do. I'm pretty sure I sent
Let
you
me
something once.
let
so
me
I'll
send
be
it.
good.
Let me send it to you here.
Good.
What's going on in your world? Did you get any deals or anything like that?
I was gonna get it and I was gonna rent it out, and I had a bunch of renters calling me, but I just got an FHA loan, and if I put my name in this deed, I basically can't get my FHA loan. So I'm basically what I did. I just want my percentage, just like finder's fee, you know?
I get you. I get you.
Basically, it's not even pending anymore because I'm gonna be doing contract. But if I call her and be like, hey, I find you the buyer, you pay me out, and then you just work out with her. I just paid her the closing costs, but you know, I'm pretty sure the lawyer can just change it out.
Okay. So how long have you had it listed for 190?
Huh?
How long have you had it listed for 190?
Not that long. I put it like that. I was gonna put 190 for rent to own, and I got a bunch of hits, and I got a bunch of renters that just want to rent it. And then I was gonna rent it for like $1,750. I have like a bunch of serious people. And then I was just like, but when my loan officer was like, hey, you can't have your name on that deed or else you can't get a loan. I'm like, fuck. So I just want to get a quick flip, honestly.
I get you. Okay, I'm
like I posted it last night and I had like 30 inquiries by a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I basically just, it sucks, you know, I could only make a couple thousand, but fuck.
Yeah. Okay. I do see it that you have it listed. Let me check real quick. I see that it was listed for 174 though.
Yes, that's the price that the owner got. That's the price I'm gonna get. I got that the owner.
Okay.
That's the price I got with the owner.
Oh,
and
okay.
She got, and then when I basically sharked it, we were gonna do owner finance, and then someone offered her 185 cash. And then she's like, and then I was just like, shit. And when I found this out, I'm just like, damn.
I get you.
I can't get my name on the deed.
Okay.
And but I got a bunch of other offers. I was like, hey, whichever offer sticks out the most, you know.
Yeah. Well, based on this property, again, for me, I'm a little bit too high. As far as that price is a little bit too high for me. And of course, when you do sell it for 190, let's say you do sell it for 190, you don't net 190. You probably netted on around 150 after again commissions and everything, right? So again, that price is too rich for me. I got to be in the 140s.
Yeah, that's too low because I mean, the closing cost was there is only $1,000. So the closing cost is only $1,000, and I mean estimated taxes is like what I think it was like 230 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance is 120. And then the insurance is even cheaper because it's like a lot better elevated land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 140 is super low.
Yeah. I'm probably not your buyer on this one. Well, I'm the lady's buyer.
Because it's 1501 living square feet, and then all the appliances come with it. It has a brand new roof. You know, the foundation is good. I got all that shit, all that inspected. Basically, it's ready to. Not really any remodelations to be done.
Yeah, it's clean.
Just want to basically do just the floors, you know?
Yeah. No, but está bueno. Again, if the lady's willing to do owner finance, again, I might get into that play. But right now, cash, I got to be in the 130, 140 range.
130, 140?
Yeah.
Let's do, oh shit, now I have to be out of a pickle. Yeah, because she wants 175. She wants 175 owner finance.
Yeah, owner finance. Yeah, it makes sense. Again, if she's willing to owner finance to me, I can pay her 175 all day. But
how much are you willing to do owner finance?
I'll do owner finance again 175. I'll pay the closing costs $1,000.
You want to do 180? You want to do 180 something?
Nah, not in Westaco. Because I think this house is probably worth 169 to a bank. So usually you do charge a little bit more when it's owner finance because again you're taking on the risk. But yeah, I think 169 will be a good sales price with the bank. But if she's willing to owner finance it to me, I'm willing to pay a little bit more.
How much owner finance would you do max for it then?
Yeah, 170, 174. That'll be my max. Again, 1K in closing costs and probably like a 30-year amortization.
Okay, let me call you back. Hold up, it's the landlord. Let me call you back. Hold up.
All right. Sorry, Edward. So yeah, that deal it doesn't make sense. I'm willing to do owner finance at 174, but not cash. But he's not even the owner. He's trying to rent it or whatever happened to him. So yeah, sorry, Edward. How you been, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while. Just wanted to check in, see how you're doing, man. Happy New Year.
Likewise. Thank you, brother. Like, happy New Year. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm just here dealing with Mag. Still hasn't pulled the trigger.
I'm sorry about that.
He just brings me. Every time he comes into his life, he brings me crumbs. Bring me the whole steak, bro.
You're gonna get surprised with me, Ace. One day on the other, man.
No, it's not one day. No, the what day? I want to know a date.
We can punish him by moving him to New Jersey, but he's already there.
I know he's already there, so I don't know what's going on.
You know I'm persistent, right? You know I'm persistent, bro.
Yeah,
right,
but lock it up. And did you ever, talking about persistent, did you ever close that other deal that you had? The one that we spoke to it last time?
Lock it up.
Did you close it?
Oh, it's about to.
Okay, that's
Nice.
good, man. So I'm willing to just see your check in your hand and saying that you made some money, because it's been a
know.
while for you, brother.
It's been a while for me.
I was about to write you a check.
All right.
But I just ran out of ink. So.
I ran out of checks towards you, man. My mail doesn't get all the way to New Jersey.
Ed
I
got
got a crazy deal.
there we go. Ed got crazy deals.
Go ahead,
Need
brother.
your thoughts on this one. I signed a deal for a house, $315,000, and turns out I found out today that it went into pre-foreclosure on the 1st.
Oh, wow.
And I had a family go look at it today, and she's talking about giving me $70,000 down and paying me $10,000 a month.
Damn.
And I told her I'd sell it for $325,000 to her. So she's got a realtor that's helping her. She's I think she's doesn't speak very good English, so she's Latino, and she's got a realtor that's helping her.
Okay.
And so he just asked if I could send him the paperwork, and I guess I got to disclose this, man. It's all of a sudden it's falling to shit.
Okay.
Now, looks like she owes. Looks like I'm looking on PropStream. Looks like she owes 149, and then there's a lien on it for 12.5, a mechanic's lien.
Okay.
And then now there's a pre-foreclosure detail. There's an attorney and a phone number.
Okay.
So when I called her Tuesday, I signed this last week, or maybe a week, 10 days ago, and I called her, and she said she signed another agreement with someone else for $287,000.
Okay. And this is the owner of the house.
This is the owner of the house. And this was yesterday. I said, well, I got a family that wants to come look at it tomorrow. And, so they let me have her go look at it, but shit, what am I going to do here?
Who is this other person that locked up the property as well?
Someone I don't know. She said she signed another contract with him to sell it for cash at $287. But it's not, that's going to be like 3 or 4 weeks away or something.
And your deal was 315, your price?
315, yep.
But as a
315
lease.
and $1,500 a month for 36 months.
Okay, as a lease.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a purchase.
With the purchase option at the back end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lease
So
option.
did you explain to her again, ma'am, again, that's not, you can't do that. Like, you can't go into contract with another person especially we already signed an agreement with me. Did you have that conversation with her?
No, I told her in the beginning that, you know, she sold it because she wanted the 5,000 earlier. I said, I can't do that until they move in. And I said, well, you can continue to try and sell it if you want. So I did
like
say that.
Like an open contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was between her and I. So the right thing is I did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good. It's smart. Now,
Yep.
When I do that, when I don't do leases, but if I was to do a lease or an option with a client, it's like, oh, perfect. No, yeah. The good thing about our agreements, ma'am, is that you can actually try to get a cash buyer out there. Again, if you find a cash buyer out there that can pay you what it makes sense to you cash, I'm definitely willing to back out of the agreement. I only ask for one thing, is that if you do have a cash agreement with somebody else, I ask you to show me the $5,000 earnest money that cash buyer gives you. So that way I know it's a valid purchase and I can walk out of the deal. Again, because again, as soon as I sign this
So
agreement,
I should ask her for a copy of that contract, huh?
copy of the well, see, now you're trying to walk backwards. Like, yeah, you want to now ask him for, she might not share it, the copy of the contract, but like going forward, do that. Definitely, I'm willing to back out of my option. But one thing that I ask is that you show me a cashier's check, earnest money for 5,000 from the cash buyer. He's like, well, why would you want to see that? Well, ma'am, as soon as I leave here, once we have this agreement signed that we're signing here, I'm spending around $3,000-4,000 to find a buyer for this property. So if I'm gonna spend that money out of pocket, again, I can't just walk away by you telling me that you got a buyer somewhere else. I gotta have something valid, because again, I can definitely walk out if you give me something valid, but if you don't give me something valid, then how do I justify it to my boss that we just spent $3,000 on earnest money on expenses without nothing to show for
it? Excellent point.
So again, that's what, again, on your next deals, you can do it like that and ask them that. So they don't, so they feel less, again, signature happy to sign something else when you know that you tell them, okay, I'm not gonna let you out of this contract unless you show me a 5K earnest money.
Yeah, you got to prove it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because
I'm here to work with you. I'm not here to stop you. I'm here to help you. Yeah. Great. Excellent. As always, great point.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. But yeah, again, it's gonna try to walk it backwards with her. And yeah, hopefully you can get the copy of the contract. And again, I don't know how fast what state are you in?
I'm in Indy, but this is in Alabama.
Okay, so I don't know how fast they close deals in Alabama. Do you think 4 weeks makes sense for her to get her cash?
Well, she said it was supposed to. Yeah, she said it was going to close in 3 weeks.
What is this property? I didn't even ask. What is this property worth? ARV.
Oh, it's peaking. It's right around 300,000.
So this cash buyer is paying 280.
325.
Oh, the cash buyer is also paying 325, or the cash buyer
no. It's 287 is what
the cash buyer is paying. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, did you tell her, well, man, 287? I think your property is worth around 315, 300K. Again, it doesn't make sense for a cash buyer to pay that. Again, based on my numbers, on my 10 years experience buying properties, cash. Again, cash, you want to get at least a 30K discount, 30% discount from the actual value. Did this guy give you any validation as far as proof of funds, etc.? Then you try to start the doubt on her. Did he give you proof of funds? Or does this guy just want to tie up the title while he finds a buyer? Because then based on what you're telling me, again, 287 to any investor doesn't make sense. The worst thing you want to do, ma'am, is put it under contract, and then when it's time to close, he says, oh, you know what? Something came out with the money. I can't have it. I don't have it. I can't close. So you start putting doubts on her agreement with other seller, with other buyer. Another backtracking on when you first get your agreement, put those things in place. There's a legal binding agreement. Again, I'm willing to allow you to get a buyer somewhere else as long as you show me this. Yep. Because as soon as you leave from here, I leave from here. I already have my people spending around, on average, I spend $3,000 to find a buyer for a property.
I guess I see there's that mechanics lien, and now it looks like it's in pre-foreclosure. Who knows what's going on with the taxes?
Yeah.
So if I gave that attorney a call, would he give me the information I need, or what?
Nah, I don't think so. The attorney that issued the started the foreclosure.
Yep.
No, he won't give you any information.
What's he doing?
He's just
what's his
basically he got hired from the bank
bank? Yep.
to start the foreclosure process. But of course, he can't disclose. You have to make it public. You know what? Hey, whatever you saw on public records, that's what he can answer for you. He can't tell you is the bank willing to take a discount? What's the time frame? What's the interest rate? If it's not on the document that's public, he can't tell you any additional information because you're not the buyer. You're not the owner of the property.
Right. Can you contact the bank to get that info?
You will have to get a letter of authorization from the owner and fax it to them so that they can. Now, one thing you might want to add it into your lease agreement contracts where the seller's letting you know, giving you authorization to reach to the bank, put it in a clause and have her initial and sign it next to it where she allows you to contact the bank directly. Since it's a lease,
Gotcha.
It might give you another what's called leverage to contact the bank directly and know what's up. Some banks might not want to do it, but it all depends on the bank and what you're gonna do. Because again, I'm not that versed with lease agreements, but it's kind of the same thing as far as negotiating when somebody does what's it called, allows me to take over the payments.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Makes sense.
so yeah, on that one again, good. A couple of things just to do again going forward. Just put that 5K earnest deposit, cashier's check.
So I guess I gotta call her and say, well, I don't even know if I want to waste any more time with this.
Okay, so
Because
that person that was gonna buy at 315 with 70K down, how comfortable are you that once they see it, they're going forward?
I'm sorry.
That person that's giving you 70K down.
Yep.
How comfortable are you? Have they seen it first of all?
Yeah, they saw it today. It's a good to go. They gave me the word they wanted.
Okay, so call her.
Well, I just talked to the realtor that they kind of have me working through her and him, and he asked me to send him the agreement, and I said these numbers make sense to you, 70,000 and 10 a month, 10K a month, and he's like, I don't know if she can afford that. Maybe someone's going to give her money or something. But so he was going to call and confirm all that
with the buyer.
The buyer, yeah.
The one.
And then he said, send me the agreement, and he wants to go to the title company and check the and it's going to be dirty because I'm looking at a mechanics lien for 12,000 right here.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna pop up a lot of bad things from the title. Again, can you call the owner directly, or you have to work through the realtor?
She doesn't speak very good English. That's why they want me to go through him.
Through the realtor, okay. So
Yeah.
I will ask the realtor again, Mr. Realtor. It sounds we got a buyer. If they're willing to give me 70K down, 10K a month, we will probably not make it at 10K a month. We'll make it the price that makes sense, 1,500. They can give me more, but they cannot give me minimum than 1,500. But it sounds like your seller might have other plans with another buyer. Should I tell this 70K down that I have in the hand to go away, or what do you think we should do? Again,
because they want to do a cash, the seller finance, because they don't pay taxes, so that's the only way they can buy it.
Yeah. So again, that's what the conversation that I would have with the realtor that's helping the seller.
Right.
What should I do, ma'am? I have this guy, they already decided they like it. They're willing to do 70K down, 10K a month, which we will not request 10K a month. We'll do the $1,500 a month that makes sense for us. So they don't feel too stringent into what's it called, paying 10K a month. But again, I don't know what to do. Again, the buyer, for some reason, did you advise the buyer to go?
I maybe see if the buyer's willing to do a seller finance?
Maybe a seller finance will work. It was kind of the same thing.
I mean, if I can get her, a couple $3,000 a month, I think she'd probably be into that.
Yeah,
right?
She might change her mind. Change her mind.
Yeah.
Does the realtor know that this seller went into?
And if she's got 70 grand to put down, maybe we can take care of that mechanics lien and whatever else we got to deal with.
Yeah. Does the realtor know that the seller went into an agreement with another person as well?
No, I haven't told her that.
Oh, okay, so you just spoke to the owner directly and she told you that?
Yeah, last night.
Okay, you might want to tell that to the realtor and have the realtor fight that battle for you. because the realtor will say, well, ma'am, you can't do that. Again, you should have let me know. I'm the one helping you out. I know the real estate. But I got your.
So maybe I should just sign the agreement with them and then have them deal with it, right?
Yeah, just talk to them, and then the realtor's gonna go talk on your behalf. Well, I got this Edward guy that's willing to give me 70K down with the buyer already ready, but you went ahead and went around and got an offer to buy cash from this person. That did you ask? And I bet you the realtor's gonna ask you, did you get any kind of deposit to guarantee you this purchase? So again, now you're not telling her directly, the realtor's telling her directly what's going on.
Right.
Or you might want to question the realtor. Hey, realtor, I spoke to the owner yesterday. She said that she got a cash offer at 287. Did you hear that? He's like, oh, no. Well, she said she signed an agreement. Can you get a copy of the cashier's check that they deposited for the escrow or the 5K? Just to make sure that I can tell my buyer to walk away. Again, and the realtor's gonna be like, what do you mean? Like, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Of course, the realtor wants to get paid. Somewhere the realtor is going to get paid. So you need to use him as an advocate towards you to talk on behalf of you to the.
So just get the contract going, fill it out, make it happen, and take it from there.
Yeah. One thing that I would ask you, this 70K down, I would ask for some like 5K down in earnest deposit, so that you have that to show that lady. You know what? I got my 5K down from this guy.
Yeah, because I owe her 5. I told her she's going to get 5.
Yep.
So I need that 15 down for at least for my 10 and her 5.
Yeah. So you need to have something tangible there. It's like, should I give it back to the buyer, or are you going to tell your other cash buyer to walk away? I have something tangible. Do you have another one to compare against, ma'am? So, well, I'm pretty sure that they didn't give her a deposit.
Yeah, excellent. Good deal, buddy. Appreciate it.
Definitely, Edward. Definitely. But yeah, that's great things as far as when you talk to other people. Again, I learned things. Again, I don't really do what's it called, lease options. But again, they're been done left and right with you and the team, so which is great. But yeah, those little things that you can put in place so you can protect yourself. I always tell, as soon as I leave here, I'm already spending money. So when I buy a property in my area, and there's a legally binding contract. And the reason why it's legally binding, man, because as soon as I leave here, I'm already lining up my inspector, my appraisal guy to come here and do those things for me. And they don't just do it. They don't drop drop everything and come help me. They claim me come help because I'm paying them on retainer to come and do this. So I'm already spending money.
Comes down to see if she was got the retainer and she's got the money. Otherwise, it's no deal.
Yeah,
cool.
No deal. Again, it doesn't make sense to buy it cash at 287 when it's worth 325. It doesn't. For me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're again. Any other thing? Have you any other success in deals lately here in 2021, 2022?
Yeah, I've got a few things out right now. I'm just trying to get them signed and turned over.
Definitely. That's good, man.
Been actually pretty active.
Congratulations. Yeah, and you're doing those virtual?
Yes, sir.
And you're doing lease options through Cello. You getting the leads from Cello?
Yes.
Okay. Because see, I'm
scraping for sale by owners.
For sale by owner. So how does that conversation go? That first initial call when you speak to a for sale by owner that wants to sell, but you're offering him sell, but in 36 months. How does that conversation go?
Well, I just I ask him that if he's able to work with me where I can lease the home for 24 to 36 months and then give you full asking price for the house.
Okay, so you tell him, hey, my name is Edward. I'm not from your area, or how does that initial conversation go?
So the text I send out is, hey, I'm Ed. I saw your house on Zillow. I was wondering if you could work with me where I could lease the home for 24 to 36 months and then purchase. Cash. Does that work for you? Yes, no, maybe.
Okay. And
that lady, I either get a yes, I either get a maybe, or I get a no, or anything in between there. But so I'm able to narrow down my time. If it's no, I'm just getting them out of my way. Okay. And then looking for the other guys. So I'm scraping states. I'm getting, anywhere between 250 and 400 every time I do a scrape. And I'm probably getting, out of those 400, I'm probably getting 150 responses at least.
Okay.
Not all yes, but either no or someone, they're responding, and then what I got to do is figure out what I'm going to do with the other ones that don't respond, because my first sale was from someone that didn't text back, and I called her and she's like, thank God you called, because I don't text.
I get you. The older persons don't text.
Yeah.
What software are you using to do the text?
I'm sorry?
What software are you using to text?
I'm using Scraping Solutions for the scrape,
Uh-huh.
and I'm using REI Reply to work my sending out the SMS, and it kind of organizes it pretty nicely for me as far as the replies, and then I'm able to kind of manipulate the numbers between A, B, voicemail, follow up, land, and adios.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I was telling you, like, you can always do an RVM. An RVM, it sends a rings to them.
Yeah.
It rings them out. So it
you know
rings
what? I'm thinking about maybe doing it like that on the if I don't get a response on the text, to follow up with a voicemail.
Yeah.
But I haven't got that far yet.
Yeah, there we go. Even though it's not let's say it's a landline per se, it still rings it.
Yeah.
It rings it, and most people, they ring it and they call back directly. Because most people that, like, especially that lady that didn't text, again, most people that I text, I do text, and they'll do voicemail, and then I get a lot of calls.
Gotcha.
But in my callback, I have an IVR that says, hey, you want to sell, press 1, or you want to sell, etc. So it kind of filters them out. But yeah, you might want to include the RVM also in your text flow, just for those older people that don't have the capability of texting, because a lot of people don't text in our areas.
And the price is pretty reasonable as far as the text and the phone and all that.
Oh yeah, it's 7 cents. It's 0.7 cents. So it's like 70% of a penny. So it's
Are you using REI Reply?
Yeah, I merged last year, mid-year.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's where I use everything. As far as I do, I have my websites in there, I have my text in there, have my calls there. I canceled my dialer, so I have my manual calls there one by one. What else I have there? I have my websites. Again, I have 27 websites, so I use them through them. They do free. They do free. What's it called? Well, they don't do free. It's included in the plan. They do the hosting, so it works for me.
Well, I got the paperwork done, and I took the test. I missed the freaking thing by 3 questions. Gonna get my notary. I think that's a great idea what you did, and offer a free service and I like it.
Yep.
I also maybe do some loan signing. I don't know. I'm going to see if that's an opportunity for me.
Mm-hmm. You get to know what's it called? Also buyers through that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'm starting to do, as far as the notary, in my area, you can see affidavit of heirships, right? An affidavit of heirships when somebody got deceased or etc. Right? You can also text them with your notary number saying, "Hey, we noticed that you recorded an affidavit of heirship. Again, if you ever need a notary, again, we do notary for free. If you are a veteran over 65 or you have some type of handicap, we'll do it for included and do a text. Everybody wants to free something."
Yeah. So hey, how about our condolence package?
Yeah. Again, that's a little bit different what I do.
I'd like to extend our condolence package to you at no cost.
There you go. And what does that mean, ma'am? And then you have the conversation. Yeah, there we go. Again, just different ways of targeting leads that helps you. Again, if you have that notary stamp, create the website, put in an REI Reply. And go from there, man.
I'm coming out of 13 years in the cemetery and funeral business.
Oh, you work in that type of service? Oh, wow.
I was. I ended up coming on board with a company here called Crown Hill. It's the 3rd largest cemetery in the country. They started it like in 1864 when the Civil War was going crazy and they were running out of space to bury people, man. Yeah. So this thing's over, 350 acres. It's really kind of a unique place. So a buddy of mine was in the business, and when I closed my business, they called me and I'm like, yeah, I'll take a look. And before you know it, I was
14 years later.
And it was a good group of people. So interesting business.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can try. But I can't. No,
Not
I
many
can't.
people can, man.
No, no, it takes a special kind of
Yeah.
person to work in that type of business.
Yeah, yeah. So we
But-
sold pre-need. So yeah, we did almost $1 million in sales a month.
You'll be surprised how profitable that business is.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Well, I'm surprised.
I know.
Again, I've noticed I have people that passed away
That's
I
right.
know they pass away without insurance.
And so if
So-
I can give you any tip, go buy your stuff now because you can
Yeah.
pre-plan that. Buy it now and then it's done forever.
Yep, there you go. But a lot
Otherwise,
of,
you buy insurance and you got to pay for whatever it costs at the time, and that's not a good plan.
Mm-mm.
So
It's
you
good for
get
you-
discounts and payments and all that stuff as well too.
Yeah, it's
So,
good for the business, like you guys when you sell premium, but yeah, it's not good for the client.
Yeah, so I bought all my stuff for me and my family before I left and got a good deal. But anyway,
That's
I gotta run, my friend. I gotta head out and
Sounds good, man. But congratulations on that deal. Hopefully she's able to lock that deal with you and actually go with you guys as far as the seller. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's have a great weekend, and again, let's see you guys next week.
yeah, wish you the best. Take care.
All right, take care, man.
Later.